good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Good morning to you. If you're joining us for the first time, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Here's what you need to do. Okay, 1 second. Can you hear me? I can't hear myself at the minute. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Yeah, I think you can. So let's try that again. 1 second, please. Okay, something is afoot, but I hope you can hear me. Go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We're just going to try and test everything here for a few minutes before we go live proper. We're just checking everything is running. So good morning. Good morning. Can you help me? Let's have a look. Okay, so please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Thank you. Now, let's just check a few more things because normally that should really solicit. Here we go. Okay, I don't know why that didn't happen here, but it didn't for some reason. But we got it on YouTube. Thank you. Now, we're going to be sharing it on our sister platforms on YouTube as well. Those of you watching, so we will be sharing it coming up now on Facebook as well. So here we go. Oh, sugar. Okay. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. So Facebook will be coming up live shortly. Okay. Okay, now. Okay, good morning to you all. Welcome to Season Air, the platform where we speak truth to power. We want to just show you one or two things, and let's talk about what's going on, the topic of the day, which we will be going to. You will see the picture that I have there. Let me put the picture up so you can see it, those of you joining us. One more thing. Oh, yes, one more thing before I go ahead. As you're joining us, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We really appreciate your support. Okay, so now we are all also live on the Duduati Radio on, but again will be in English this morning. Good morning and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. One of the things we are trying is to let's look at this issue now. We're gonna bring in this topic, and I think it's worth a read for all of us. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. So I'm going to show the image will come up in a minute and then we can go into it. Now let's show you the full image. This is what we have here. So, so today's topic is Buhari Tinubu in closed door meeting. Yeah, they are in a closed door meeting in Abuja. So what is Buhari, aka the mannequin, doing with the man that should be retired? So that's it, isn't it? You see, there they are. There's the two of them in a meeting about quite what we don't know. Quite what they're doing, we know not. And one just wonders why they have to have a meeting. For what reason? Why are they having a closed door meeting? Is it because the wheels are falling off the so-called plan? There was some discussion on Oduduwa Radio yesterday evening, which was quite interesting in terms of the plans they have. Apparently, it looks like the Tinubu has his own plan B and whatever they're trying to implement, and somehow to rope Yoruba Nation into that plan. We're not interested. We want a referendum. We must be going for referendum. Now let's read what it says here. Whilst you're joining, please, as you're joining, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, and help us, share the broadcast. We appreciate your support. It is very, very, we're very grateful for those of you who are everybody who's helping us grow the platform. We are over 2,000. Let's continue to share it. We're truly grateful. Thank you for joining us. As you're coming in, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Good morning, Odua today. Thank you for joining us as ever. We say good morning to you. Taiwo Kike, good morning to you. Yoruba Nation not going back. Yes. Look, in every part of we in the Yoruba Nation and Biafra or Biafra or Igbo or whatever you want to call it, and the Middle Belt, let us all do something. I want to reiterate this before I carry on. We don't need to wait for anybody in contraction Nigeria before we carry on our referendum, such as we are doing in Oduduwa Nation. Please don't forget, as you're coming in, subscribe to us on YouTube. So let's do this. So you will hear it come off. So there you go. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Click on the red button and hit notification button. Give us the thumbs up. As you're coming in, give us a thumbs up. Very, very important. You give us a thumbs up. Badebo John, good morning to you. We got 3 people on YouTube. Please subscribe. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Very, very important. The more you share that, the more it will grow. So let's go and read it. This is what it says in Tribune. Let's go and read what it says. It says, President Muhammad Buhari has met behind closed doors with former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja. So you can see the former state governor Tinubu, who's the de facto man who appoints the next governors that since Fashola, Ambode, now Sanwo-Olu, all of them. He's been the one, and we all know the Alpha, Beta, and all that stuff. That one. He's eyeing the villa. He can eye it all he wants. In fact, we are telling him, go ahead and do the villa. But we the people of Yoruba land, we are going for referendum, and it is already taking place. By the way, if you haven't signed that signed the petition, Yoruba petition, please go ahead and do it. I'm going to pin it up as we're speaking. I will pin it up. Let me just check. Good morning to those of you who are watching us on Facebook. If you are watching on Citizen AY, good morning to you. You're watching on Oduduwa TV, good morning to you. You're watching on Oduduwa Today, good morning to you. Watching on Omo Oduduwa Group, good morning to you. Watching on Citizen AY Action Group, good morning to you. And Citizen AY Health Corner and other platforms as well. Please help us share this broadcast. Good morning to you all. I hope I find you well. There is a lot of work for us all to do in this struggle. I want it to continue. So let's carry on with what we're saying here. Let me just quickly, I will stop the read for a second. I want to make sure I pin the petition, because it's very important that we pin the petition. Where is it now? I want to pin that petition up so that we can continue to sign it. It's very, very important that we do so. And I urge, if you haven't signed that petition already, the Yoruba Nation petition, go and do so now. I will also be touching about the football conifer and what we can do to help as well. This is something that we'll be touching also later on. So we're doing that to make sure we raise the level of awareness about our need to go for self-determination. It is our right, and we mustn't allow anybody to deter us from going for self-determination. Like I said, one of the things I want to reiterate, we no longer are waiting. We are no longer waiting for any authorization from a fraudulent governance. We cannot seek any authorization from a fraudulent governance. We must do this all entirely by ourselves. We have to go for, please, as you're watching us, I hope you please do go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. We appreciate your support in doing so. Thank you so very much. Just trying to make sure I've got everything working. So that would really be of great help. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Now, let's quickly go into the next part of it. Just give me a minute. I will read the whole transcript to you. But there's reasons why we're saying this. We need to start having a mindset in our communities now that to get that referendum, all of us will have to work on that together. And that is why the awareness is so important. That is why the need for awareness is so important. I urge you all, Please, 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 please. You know, we cannot wait. We cannot wait for anybody. Like I said, we all now know, it is now clear for the entire world to see that Construction Nigeria is indeed a fraud. The basis upon which we are being governed, that to get that basis upon which we are being governed is a fraud. So please sign the petition. I'm going to put that up there. Please sign the petition. So I'm going to put that up. Let's get to that magic 5 million. They are not releasing those things at the minute, the figures at the minute, because it is best that way. And I'm sure once they get those figures, they will be released. And hopefully we'll be bringing somebody on board to give us some discussion to talk about that at length. But in the meantime, please sign that petition. I'm going to pin it up for a while on here before I move on to the next thing I want to pin up. But I want to pin it up. So if you're watching on Citizen AY, it's already pinned up. It will shortly be pinned up on the Duduwa TV radio as well. So let's go and get that done. But like I said, what we're looking at now is we are seeing that there are some machinations going on that we are not interested in. We are only focused on one thing, and that is going for Yoruba Nation. That is our Yoruba Nation, Biafra Nation, Middle Belt. That's what we need to be focusing on. And we need to be encouraging our people on ground to begin to take steps in their community, to organize themselves, to sign that petition that we got ongoing. And if there are more referendum that it stops, actual referendum on ground that will take place, go ahead and do it. But first of all, what we want to do is that petition, we urge you, if you haven't signed it, go ahead and sign it. Let me just pin that up. If you're watching us on Oduduwa TV radio, please enjoy. Please go and sign that petition also. So let's do this here. So I'm going to put that up there, and I'm going to pin it. Now I will not be able to share it on Facebook, because if I do go and share it on Facebook, we all know what will happen. We know what will happen. Let me just change that actually. So I just realized what's happening. This misspelled message. Okay, so 1 second. I'm just trying to check what's going on here. Sorry about that. Oh, I think I went in the wrong. Okay, that's fine. That's why I couldn't really. I'm going to redo that again. So just give me a minute. Good morning to you all. Those of you watching us on YouTube, on Oduduwa TV radio. Good morning, Nekaro. Please, first of all, I urge you, sign that petition. Very, very important to sign that petition. Go ahead and sign that petition. It is very important that that petition is signed, because it is going to make a difference in our lives. So I urge you all, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube as you're coming in, and then sign that petition. Like I said, it is up to us now. You see, we do not have to wait for the government to tell us, okay, you can have a referendum. We, as the citizens, as the people of that area, as indigenous people, we have the inalienable right to go for self-determination. And that includes all the processes of preparing, getting a referendum in place. That is already happening in Yoruba Nation, whereby there's a petition which I'm asking you to sign. Please go ahead, sign it. Very important to sign that petition. I cannot share it on Facebook for obvious reasons. It will be taken down. But if you go to Citizen AY on YouTube, it's pinned on the top. If you go to Oduduwa TV radio on YouTube, it's pinned at the top. There, you can click on it and you sign it. Very important. Now, let us go to the next, continue to read the machinations, shall we say. President Buhari has met behind closed doors with former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The news agency of Nigeria reports that one of the president's photographers, Sunday Ogaise, confirmed this in pictorial reports on Tuesday night in Abuja. The agenda of the meeting between the president and the national leader of the All Progressives Congress could not be ascertained as of the time of filing this report. Mr. Tinubu had on Friday picked the ruling APC presidential nomination and expression of interest forms at the party's national secretariat in Abuja. So you see now they're waiting there. James Faleke, a member of the House of Representatives representing the Keja federal constituency, picked the forms for the APC national leader, who has since informed the president of his presidential ambition in 2023. Mr. Faleke was accompanied by former Secretary to the Government of Federation, Babachia Lawal. he of the grass cutting fiasco. You will all remember the grass cutting fiasco. Have you forgotten Babachi Alawal? Let us bring up the 2 million. These are the people who they want. Very good, very good. Let us go here. Let us go. 200 million naira. Was it Baba? Let me bring the name. I want to just jog our memory. Babachi Alawal. You will all recall that name. So now they were hoping that many of us would have forgotten. And the grass cutting fraud. So we need to put that out there, because sometimes people, we are easy to forget these things when they flash that 500 naira fraud in front of us. So now there we go. So exonerate. You see now he's been exonerated. They sprayed with lavender. You see now they rearranged him 20th of November. You see they drag it, and now they've now dropped the case. You see there was a case back here. Now you see now we're saying, I'm just trying to show you this Babachi Alawal so we know who he is, because sometimes some things will happen, and we tend to have a very, very, very short attention span about what things happening, and how it's affecting us. So the legal team of the Secretary to the Government of Federation on Thursday took a prosecution witness to task over pieces of phone evidence tendered against him. So now, they had to remove him, and they put his cousin in place, or some sort of relative, as though it's a personal business. You see, the government of Nigeria is the personal business of the Fulanis. They decide who comes in. If they have to be removed, then they put somebody who represents the person that they removed, usually a Fulani. They will put him in place. That is the reality of what we face. So let me see if I can get his picture out. I just want to get his picture out. I'm gonna go one more step. So forgive me. Let me just try and. We are still on the issue of, I'm trying to find Babachi Alawal. That's the one we're looking for. So there's another one that's been convicted of fraud in US. Many of them are not. How's it happening with what's happening with the Super Cup? What's happening with that one? You see all that one, yeah. Just reason. I wasn't there when they made that decision, but it seems, it might be big, but you know what? At the times that we're in now requires us to look at things from a very, very big, from a really what do you call it? To look at it from at a wider angle. So that's Babachi Lawal. So you see, that's Babachi Lawal. Now he's now the man that went to go and suddenly they thrown the case out. They thrown it out. So you can see that our judiciary is a joke. And who heads the judiciary? Who heads the judiciary? Is it not Attorney General of the Federation? Well, sorry, Tanko Technicality. Tanko Technicality and AGF decides all of these things if it's going to work. Attorney General of the Federation they are all working in cahoots. Attorney General of the Federation, Fulani, Malami, the man who is Attorney General Malami, Tanko Technicality, the Chief Justice is a Fulani, your Ports Authority, Fulani, your Finance, Fulani. It's all Fulani. Thank you very much, Just Reason. So I'm hoping that in saying that we have to be ambitious. That's the word I was looking for. We need to be ambitious in our targets, because it is all plain and clear for all of us to see now. Sorry, I don't want to be showing that one. I want to go back to not this one. So this one, I'm going to read this to you. There's a sad story here, which we'll come and read. Very, very sad story of a couple that was killed. So, but anyway, it's sad. They're in the army. But again, I want to say we need to understand that in contrast to Nigeria, whether in the army or normal citizen, just as an ordinary citizen, your life is important, and your life should not be taken as though it's like you're cutting a piece of meat from a cow, or from none of that. Look, our lives mean nothing to these people, and they want you to believe in one Nigeria. How can they tell you to believe in one Nigeria, which they say is indivisible and indissoluble, when we, the citizens, never had the opportunity to actually have a referendum where we decided that whether or not we wanted to be part of Nigeria or not? This was an imposition. And that is why I'm telling you, from the minute that they put that fraudulent constitution in front of us, it's a fraud. Because they were hiding the fact that the basis upon which they were going to put that constitution into law was a fraud. It was actually a promulgation decree that they hid from you and I. They hid it from you and I. So I want you to be very, very clear and emphatic when we're going to speak to our people that now the referendum that we are organizing in our individual nations, Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, Middle Belt, that is our right. As indigenous people, we have the inalienable right to self-determination. And that means we have the freedom to create a system, to design a system upon which will be a framework to carry out our own referendum. And once that result is announced, that takes effect on our land. So we don't need to wait for any authority from any of the fraudulent federal government of Nigeria. It's a fraud nation from top to bottom. We don't need any approval from them. We, the people, by carrying out a referendum ourselves, we are giving ourselves the seal of approval, because the community, our groups, our individual nations, carrying out a referendum in those nations, in those groupings of Yoruba nation, Biafra, Middle Belt, and then releasing that to the world that this is the result we come to. X million, say 4, 5, 6, 7 million people have now said we are going for self-determination. Nobody can stop us, because as I said, that constitution is a fraud. And again, I will show you a document to prove what I'm saying. Now, and there's a key word that I will show you in those documents to make you know that it's a fraud. I will show you. But let's go ahead to this one now. So now, Babachi Alawal is the picture I showed you. Is the guy who, as we all know, the grass cutting scam that he was suddenly now is free. They suddenly threw the case out. And how much was the case for again? Let me just see. 544 million naira grass cutting fraud. So you can see it there. 544 million, and suddenly the case is thrown out. They suddenly wipe it out. You see, if you're a Fulani man, you can do no wrong. If you're a Fulani man, you can do no wrong. And that is the people that and that is the man to tell you that Tinubu and any talk of 2023 election is pie in the sky. That's the man that should be in court facing charges for the grass cutting, the money meant for IDP camps. You say you cut grass and the money was gone, and he's still in and is now an important piece of Tinubu's so-called inner circle to get him to the so-called Abuja Villa, the place he wants to be president by force. A man that should be sitting at home, a man that is well past, he should be leaving this for the coming generation. And the fact that those elders don't know their place when the time has come to actually say, let me take a step back, and based on look, what evidence have they got for us to trust them? What evidence? Is it good roads? Is it schools? Is it bridges? Is it hospitals? Is it safety and security? What is it? What? Good morning, Terry Omaladi. What evidence? So if they say he's the best governor for Lagos, in what sense? Are the roads in Lagos good? Is there free health care for everybody in Lagos? Have they got free education for the kids? Look at the property that the collapsing buildings, rules and regulations around buildings. Is it safe? What exactly can you point to that Tinubu has done? Or they've taken our money and give it to a few, and area boys are being made into people that are of repute. When area boys, what they should be doing is investing in our schools to make sure that our kids do not look as area boys as a profession. In the governance of Tinubu, area boys is now a profession. But you want us to vote for Tinubu? carry on. So, like we say, I am just stating this. I'm stating this now. So they say he had returned from Saudi Arabia where he performed lesser hajj alongside some of his political associates and members. Remember, I showed you a video where people were praying. Let me get the video out. In fact, I'm actually going to do that now. Let me get that video out as I'm talking to you. So whilst I'm getting that video out, feast your eyes on what is going on here. They are trying to tell us. This is what they're telling us. And anybody, it is time we Yorubas that we make it known to Ashiwaju or whatever the word is called, the Ashiwaju or Jagaban or whatever he wants to call himself, Amoda, Shogodili, to tell him that you are waiting, you are Oyo on your own. We don't want to know. We have suffered enough with your lies. When area boys is now a profession that others are going to take on because of you financing the activities to oppress your own people, and you want us to believe in one Nigeria. You see that one Nigeria that you want, you know, let's give you a few suggestions. You see, since you like to, you see, you've got Babati Lawal now. He's the man who's getting your nomination form. You got the others as well who are supporting you from the north. Take your stuff, and go and carry, because Nigeria will only be in the north. We are going to tell you that now. Nigeria is only going to happen in the north. We in Yoruba land, with our referendum, we are going to be a nation, because that is the voice of the people. You, before you talk to us about anything about Nigeria, or if you to support anything in Nigeria, go and provide the evidence of a referendum on the 5th of May 1999 that passed in the fraudulent constitution. Go and provide that one. If you can't provide it, please carry your kaya and everything you loot. Go and live in the north, because that is where your Nigeria is going to be. We are not having it in the south. We are going forward with our referendum, and it is unstoppable. Biafrans are carrying out a referendum. Yorubas are carrying out a referendum. Middle Belt are also carrying out a referendum. And once that is concluded and the announcement is made to the entire world, the indigenous people have the right. The fact that the Nigerian government is bringing in foreigners, Fulanis, into the country to come in and replace the indigenous people, that is actually a crime against the indigenous people. That is a genocide against us. So we are making it clear to Tinubu and his and the likes. You can go for your one Nigeria, but that one is going to be in the north. We are going for Yoruba nation. The oppression and suppression of us as citizens, as indigenous people in our land, has gone on long enough. It has gone on long enough. We want no part of it. We are going, and we encourage our people. Those of us now, please don't fall for the bag of rice. Don't fall for the 5,000 naira. Let me show you a documentation which I saw, which is of relevance to what we're saying here. I think I played it yesterday. But before I go forward, let me just check. I want to make sure I was going to get you something. Yes, thank you. I was going to get you a video. Let me get you that video. I want you to watch it yourself. And they are seeing, Tinubu is in the Hajj, praying to be the next president of Nigeria. People praying. Some people were paid money. Let's watch this video. If I get it up now, and hopefully you can see it yourself. And you tell me what you think. It is on Citizen AY. I think it's on Oduduwa TV radio as well. Let's see. 1 second, please. Let me just get it up quickly so that I can show you, and then we'll move on to the next topic. There's a few things we want to cover. Those army guys that were killed. But like I said, our focus and the Conifer football is something we need to talk about as well. So let me bring this up. Let me just get that up. So do bear with me. I'm just trying to locate the thing so you can see it. Let's just quickly do this. Switch. 1 second. So this is all to show you that these people, they believe, he so believes that we are fools. And it's time we people wake up. We must wake up right now. Wake up. And those of us who are weak in our community, when you wake up, what you do, wake up your fellow indigenous people. You have to wake them up. And how do you wake them up? Inform them about that they have the power via referendum, this referendum, to declare a nation where the whole world will have to accept that the indigenous people have the inalienable right to self-determination. That is the single most important task that all of us as Yorubas, Middle Beltans, and Igbos must take on. At home and abroad. That must be something that we must wear religiously, for want of a better word. Where we have to focus on it and carry that out. Make sure it happens. So let me just go into this, and I will hopefully get there in a minute. There's a few videos that you will see on Oduduwa TV, Citizen AY as well about that. But let me just make sure I get the right video out. Then we can share it with you. But it's important to understand that this guy is trying everything he can. And he doesn't realize the Fulanis have got their own plan. And their plan is that whoever is going to be the president will not be a Yoruba man, a Southerner. It will not be. So he's under a severe illusion. Now let me show you that video. It's coming up now. So let's go and do that now. Is that it? Yeah. No. Sorry, let me just do this. Okay. Sorry. So let me do it back this way. Let me show you the video. I want you to see it yourself, and you be the judge. Now let's go here. Oh, come on. It just happened just now. Okay, oh, sorry. Now watch this now. Watch this. Listen. You see, he wants to be your president by hook or by crook. So he's gone to Mecca. Okay, listen to this. So he's gone to Mecca for his name to be said on the floor of Mecca, as though some holy words will be said. And once they say his name in Mecca, he will be the president of Nigeria. We will all agree and we will all vote for him. Listen again, no. Listen. Let me go back again. This man is desperate to be the president of that contraption. So they pray that he becomes the president of Nigeria. Nigeria is a fraud. We want no part of it. 2023. So in 2023, he's gone to Mecca. His name to be mentioned. But is it by force? I'm sorry, this man has got issues with his hand. Have you seen his hand shaking? There's nothing wrong with that. He should focus on his health. Advanced age, focus on your health. We, the youths, are the ones who must determine our future. And we have news for you. If you want to give, that's your Nigeria. It will not be part of it. We Yorubas, Yoruba nation, it is not going to be in that too. You will have to go and keep, if you want the name Nigeria, it will be in the north. We want no part of it. Because we are going for our right to self-determination as indigenous people. And the constitution as it stands is a fraud. I will bring the document up in a minute to show you that. But I wanted to talk about this. Let's listen on. Is that why do you feel the need to go all the way to Mecca? Let me ask this question. Listen to this. Is it not better that for you to come and ask the people to vote for you, that in Lagos State, just for example, that what the evidence of the good work you would have done will be, we will see good roads across the whole of Lagos State. I'm just giving you a few tips, so you can follow. Just a few tips. Good roads, number one. Number two, free education for our children. Free education for our children. That is something you could have done, So, but you don't provide that. There is no 24/7 electricity. There is no hospital care. There is no safety or security. The Fulanis are coming and taking our land. They are renaming places in our land Tafawa Balewa Square, Obafemi Awolowo Hospital, airport, Dangote refinery in our land, and you want us to support you. So to support you now, it means now that we will just see more and more Fulanis if we were to get there. And please do not, I do not play any. I am saying it categorically. We want no part of 2023 elections. It must not hold in Yoruba nation, Yoruba land. We must not vote. We should focus right now on a referendum. The time is now for us to focus on referendum. Under Tinubu, this so-called Tinubu, he's been there watching. Ahmadu Bello Way, the last road before the Atlantic. I'm sure he knows the symbolism of what I've just said. Because that is the intention of Ahmadu Bello Way, who sees himself as the son of whatever they call himself. Our land should be the old man Danfodio. And they put his name as the last road before you hit the Atlantic. You don't see anything about that. But you want Yorubas to vote for you in an election where there's more of our land. Our markets are being burnt. Houses are collapsing. We don't see you do anything, but you want us to come and you just want somebody to just say, vote for him. But you're not, the evidence is there. You are not supporting your people on ground. This is not I'm not making a false accusation here. You are not. Fire burns in Katsina, you go and give them 50 million naira. Terrorists kill in Kaduna, you go and give them 50 million naira. Niger State, something happens, you go and give them 50 million naira. But when it happens to us as Yoruba people in our own land, you are tone deaf. In fact, you don't see anything. And you want us to support this. So that's for you and for all of those politicians who are telling us to go for 2023. It's a fraud. It is a fraud. Now let's watch the video a bit more. I'm just flavoring it so that I can get a clear picture. Those who are telling us to support them, to vote, the evidence that they have is that they have not done anything for you. You see, don't misunderstand them giving you 5,000 naira, a bag of oil, a piece of cloth, a recharge card as doing something for you. No, they are ensuring that you are in poverty. By giving you that, they are trying to keep you, to fool you, so you remain in poverty for longer. The longer we stay in contraction Nigeria, the more enslaved the coming generation will be. Let me say that again slowly. The longer we stay in contraction Nigeria, the longer we will keep the coming generation of Yoruba people, Biafrans and Middle Beltans, the longer we will keep them as slaves in our own land. We don't want any part of that. We, the people, we have the right to self-determination via our referendum that we ourselves will organize. We do not need to wait for the federal government to authorize anything, because the federal government is a fraud. And we as the people, as the indigenous people, we have the right to go for self-determination now. And we continue to work for that. Every one of us must focus on raising the level of awareness. Now, I will touch on the football in due course. But let's listen to this a bit more. Let's carry on.
الله أكبر بسم الله الله أكبر بسم الله الله أكبر بسم الله الله أكبر ولله الحمد ولله الحمد سبحان الله سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله ولا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم إلا بالله العلي العظيم سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله ولا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر
So that is your Ashiwaju for you. instead of him to fix your roads, he go rather than fix your road, rather than make sure that you have 24/7 electricity in Lagos, so just Lagos. You see, because if somebody is going to come and ask you to vote, at least you would like to see their antecedents. Their antecedents will be good roads. You will see the whole of Lagos should have been tarred by now. I tell you, no excuses. We should have 24/7 electricity in the whole of Lagos right now. Lagos now, that refinery should not in any way, shape or form be called Dangote, because that is another colonization. I told you about Ahmadu Bello Way. I told you about Tafawa Balewa Square. I told you about the Dangote refinery. I've told you about the airport, the airport that is currently called General, whatever they call his name. You know, that general. You know the one that was killed. Yeah, it fails me. Those of you, if you remember, let me know. I think it's called. I can't remember. Anyway, you know what I mean. The Nigerian airport right down in Lagos. Under your nose, you are there, and you want us to continue. So the more, if we were to, please don't. I'm just saying if, but we are going for referendum. Let's make that clear. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we're talking. If anybody were to vote for you now, what they are voting for is yet more occupation by the Fulanis in our land that Tinubu would support. That's what you're voting for. That is what you are voting for if you were to vote. So we better off cut that now. Let's go for referendum now. Referendum is what we're doing. We're not waiting for anybody. You know, we are not waiting for anybody to come and tell us, oh, you can carry out a referendum. Because you know what? The referendum, the right to carry out a referendum in our own land cannot be conferred to us by a fraudulent governance. It is we, the people, standing in unison in our land as the indigenous people, and coming up with a plan, a system whereby we'll have a system to gauge the opinion of our people, the feelings of our people in going for self-determination and creating our own nation. And that is only us who can do that. If the fraudulent federal government gets involved in any of that process, I can tell you it will be fraud. They will twist it, and they will make sure that the result is what they want, not what we want. Remember, they keep telling us Nigeria is indissoluble and indivisible and all of that stuff. They did not seek our permission via a referendum. Tell them to go and get you a referendum. If there can anybody that tells you that, tell them to go and get you a referendum. They need to bring you a referendum to back up that statement, because that statement remains a fraud for 1,000 years. There is no referendum that backs up that statement. And any of those foreign powers coming in, yes, they destroyed the whole country completely. And that is why we need to, now it's for the coming generation of Yoruba people, it is on our shoulders now to make sure that we provide a better future for them. And that future can only be realized outside of that contraption we call Nigeria, and creating a nation we know as Yoruba nation, Oduduwa nation. You know, that is what must happen. Must be our focus. That must be our focus. And the foundation of that has to be the people. You see, when the people come together and make a decision to go for self-determination, that nation will succeed. I tell you why it will succeed. Because everybody is committed to that goal. Why Nigeria can never in 1,000 years succeed, quote me, Nigeria can never in 1,000,000 years succeed, is because the people who decided that we are going to be in Nigeria by hook or by crook, they excluded the people who needed to provide the seal of approval about the creation of Nigeria, which is the indigenous people. We were excluded from that process. 40 men in a room decided the fate of 200 million people. Nigeria will never work. Break it up. Break it up. We must break it up. And the process of doing that is empowering ourselves, making our people realize that your voice, your vote in a referendum is more powerful than any document provided by this fraudulent governance. Because this governance cannot provide a referendum to back this fraudulent constitution. Let me show you what they've done. Now let's go into it. Now we're going to go into it. Let's go into it. Now, let me show you what they've done, so that you understand the trickery, the lies, and the need for us to separate ourselves from them. We want no part of that. And we must make sure that our people are aware of the lies they've told to us. And we must free ourselves. None but ourselves can free our mind. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of it can stop at a time. How long must they kill our prophet? Whilst we stand aside and look, whoa. Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing? This song of freedom is all I ever hear. Oh yeah, redemption song, redemption song. It is time we, the people, the indigenous people, emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. We have been lied to, we have been brainwashed. The time is now for us. The one that wakes up, wake up your fellow indigenous people. Wake them up. Let them know that they possess the power to bring to life the nation they desire. They possess the power to bring to life the nation they desire by way of a collective referendum that is binding to the entire world, because they recognize us as indigenous people in our land. That is indisputable. We are recognized as indigenous people, voting together as indigenous people via a referendum to make sure that we bring to life the Yoruba nation, the Duduwa nation. Bring it to life. There is no force on this planet Earth that can stop that. We possess that power. They've made you believe that you praying in a church, praying in a mosque, or going to the Babalawo will give you a nation that will work for you. It's a lie. It's a lie. Yes, it's good to pray. You can pray individually, but the collective benefit that we need to achieve has to be done as a collective, as indigenous people, indigenous Yoruba people, indigenous Igbos, indigenous Middle Belt. It's when we stand together that we bring it to life. Now, let me show you something that I want you to be aware of. And I'm going to go into detail about that fraudulent constitution and why you must make sure you do not support it. You have to make sure that this message reaches people outside, far beyond, at home and abroad. Make them know that we've been sold a fraud for so long. They've covered our eyes. It's time for us to wake up. Keep looking at that picture. You see, they're trying to play a game. They want to get that, and we are hearing some discussion that Tinubu wants to somehow hijack this Yoruba nation and make sure he ends up coming back in. Even if we go for that, all of these politicians will still be part of it, running things. That cannot happen. We are going to have a viable constitution that the people will vote on. The voice of the people must be heard. The voice of the people must be heard. Now, let's do this quickly. I'm trying to just get this document for you. Now, you've seen the picture. Now, let's go and look into detail about why the Nigerian constitution is a fraud. I'm going to blow it up a little bit more, and I'm going to talk about this from the top. I might reference the document that you know as the 1999 constitution. I might bring it up in this discussion. As and when we get to that point, I will probably bring it up. But for now, I want us to just focus on this picture here, because this is the document that was raised on the 5th day of May 1999 without so much as making the citizens, the so-called the citizens of that contraption, aware of what they were doing. They were switching from the fraudulent 1979 constitution, which was already a fraud. In that 1979 constitution, do you know they took away the powers of our our kings today in Yoruba land, in Igbo land. The emirs still have power via the Sharia law. Can you see that? But none of us said anything. Because we were not made aware. And they cemented the taking away of the powers back in of that 1979 constitution. They cemented it now by now imposing the 68 exclusive items that you see in that fraudulent constitution. And by the way, all of this was done without so much as a referendum. And yet the military said, oh, we are doing this on behalf of the people. That is what Babangida said, wasn't it? We are doing this on behalf of the people. We're taking over the government because the constitution, the election was a fraud. If that was the case, if you were saying that the election, that the whole world, generally the June 92 of 1993 elections, that the whole world sees as the freest and fairest elections, and Babangida used those words in his statement when he took over. He said it is generally accepted that the June 12, 1993 elections was the freest and fairest elections around the world. It was generally, but we, looking at it closely, there's been some facts whereby there was some fraud, rigging of elections. That is why we took it over. If that was the case, that you took it over on that basis, then within a few weeks, you should have let a democratic process happen, whereby the election was rerun and everybody was in the open. But what did they do? They took over power and they sat on that power. They shared it, they passed it from one general to the next. The people that you are hailing, the people like Babangida, the people like whatever his name is. The names are just flying off my head this morning. Babangida, and what was the one that was killed? Anyway, and of course the one that imposed this constitution on you. Hang on, let me just get the name out. So the name of the guy, yes, Abdul Salam Alhaji Abubakar. You see that? You see his name is there. These are the people who imposed this on you. I hope you can see it. Let me just get up there. 1 second, please. I just want to make sure you can see what I'm showing you. Yeah. So you can see his name, Alhaji Abdul Salam Alhaji Abubakar. That's his name. You can see on the site there. I'm just showing you this. So, you will get to understand that the military, there is nothing democratic about this process. A military that took over power by force, it's a fraud. Yes, Princess Osamu. Exactly, it is a fraud. So, please remind me, what was the name of the general that took over after Babangida? Because the name just fails me now. I'm sure people know that name, but sometimes you just you draw a blank, and I've just drawn a blank, and I want to know before I move ahead. Somebody must know that name. So just mention that name for me so that I can move on. If you know that name, what's the name of that general, please? Anybody know that name? So after Babangida, somebody else came. What was the name? It will come. Okay, I'll find it. Don't worry, I'll find it. Let me just invest a little bit of time here. I wanted to do it another way. Somebody, you must know that name. Everybody know. Morning, Yeti Queen. Morning. Please, what's the name of the general that took over from Babangida? Okay, let's do this again. No, so let me just go and do this. The name just fails me and it's bugging me. Okay. It'll come up. I'll get it anyway. I'm just trying to get the name. And sometimes I've just drawn a complete blank. I can see his face, but I cannot. Abacha. Thank you. That's it. Abacha. So, General Abacha. So, yeah, I got it now. So, his name Abacha. So, Abacha. So, what I'm saying is this. If it was going to be a democracy, if those who are in military were serious about democracy, the minute Babangida annulled the elections, what he should have done was to set in motion within 6 months another elections and step away. But he didn't do that. They silenced people. Today, they were celebrating the press independence or something. They killed Ige. Dele Ige. Dele Giwa. They killed Dele Giwa. They killed a host of other people. Taisholani was jailed. All of it was about oppression and suppression. So there is no way. Everything I'm telling you now, there is no basis upon which you can say that that contraption is democratic. They say democracy is only in name. Contraption Nigeria is only democratic only in name, because they say it's a democracy. That is it. That is the link between democracy and contraption Nigeria, is the fact that those who are imposing military rule on us secretly and dressing it up as a democracy, they mention it. That is the similarity. There ends the similarity. There is no evidence that that contraption we call Nigeria is a democracy. It is an autocracy. It is a unitary system of government. It's a fiefdom. It's a military oppression that's going on. And we need to state those facts. So I mentioned the names of Babangida. I mentioned the name of Abacha. I mentioned the name of General Abdulsalam Abubakar. Those names, you see how long it took from 1998, so 1993 to 1998. 1993 to 1998. If I'm correct, is it? Yeah. So I think it's even before that. Let me just check. But I do know that during the election, there was an election back in June 12, 1993. But before that, there was a coup. But then there was an election that MKO won. Then after that, then we did not get anything until 1999, where they had this fraudulent constitution imposed upon us after Babangida and after Abacha died. The man that should have won the one that won elections was denied his mandate. The man that everybody, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausas, even the Fulanis, elected in the freest and fairest elections ever, and since then, because all of what you had since that election has never been free, fair, nor independent. Those running it have had one motive: to ensure the power stays in the north. It's important we state those facts. Now, so I've just wanted to mention the name General Alhaji Abubakar Abdulsalam Abubakar. I don't even want to call him a general, because these guys are they've imprisoned you and I. They've stolen the future of millions of people, and they don't deserve any praise. They don't deserve any praise. They should be walking around in shame on what they've done they've heaped misery on indigenous people in our land, and we need to expose that. Now let's go back to the top again. It says here, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, number 24 of 1999. There is exactly the fraud. That what you see there is a fraud. The 24 number promulgation, it's actually promulgation decree number 24 of 1999. You can see it all there. It says promulgation decree number 24 of 1999 at the very top of the page. That is what it is. But here comes the trickery. Number one, the trickery. I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but you guys have this copy, and I've said it so many times. But I want to really make the point as to why we must stop supporting any idea, any talk of one Nigeria. Listen to this here. It says here, whereas the Provisional Ruling Council has approved the report, subject to such amendments as are deemed necessary in the public interest for the purpose of promoting security, welfare, and good governance, and fostering unity and progress of the people of Nigeria, with a view of achieving its objective of handing over an enduring constitution to the people of Nigeria. Who gave you the right to hand over an enduring constitution? The only people that have the power to hand over an enduring constitution are the people themselves via a referendum that they vote in. Where is the referendum? I've just read it to you. You see that there? I can't highlight it here. There's another document that I have somewhere that I can maybe highlight it. But I'm just showing you. I'm showing you in clear terms. So they imposed, you can see now they clearly imposed a constitution No referendum. They imposed it. And then they say they hand over. Who hand over to who? The Provisional Ruling Council. 40 or so men, military men, who hijacked our democracy. And that we have never had a democracy since the date of the hijack, June 12, 1993. Keep that in mind. We have never, since the date of that election, where that Abiola won convincingly, conclusively, by all standard, by any measure you care to look at it. Since that date, since they hijacked that election, we have not been a democracy. We have only been a democracy in name. In reality, it is still a military operation oppressing and suppressing the indigenous people. Now, so you can see the words handing over. The only way you would hand over anything to anybody is, again, I'm going to bring this up to those of you who follow me. And we need to reiterate this point over and over so that we understand that we have been lied to, and we cannot continue to live on a lie. And we need to go for self-determination. We need to ensure that we create a nation that we, the people, collectively, via referendum, decide on. Once a petition is signed and we reach over 5 million, there will be a point where they make a declaration to the entire world that the indigenous people, having conducted a referendum, have now said they are standing as an independent nation, and nobody can interfere with that process. Nobody. Now, let me show you what happened in the UK. The UK that keeps trying to tell us that we should be one. We should be one. We should be one. If the UK are going to tell us via Katrina Link to be one, they need to provide us with the evidence of a referendum that states that we are one. That's the question number one that I want to ask them on. If the UK is going to be interfering in our business in the UK, in Nigeria, and tell us we should be one nation, then that they need to provide the evidence of the referendum. And I will help them a little bit. Let us help them. Let us help Katrina Ling, because Katrina Ling likes to come and preach to us about unity, and she likes to do that. So let us remind Katrina Ling. This is for her. I'll come back to that one in a minute. Let us remind her that from the country that she comes from, before they left the EU, the government of that country did not suddenly leave the EU. They had to seek the permission of the people of that nation via what? A referendum. You following? Let me see if I can get a picture of that. Anyway, I wanted to use some choice words, but I will refrain from being, I'm not gonna do that. Let's just see if I can find a picture of her. I think I have it somewhere. Incidentally, whilst we're talking about that, I'll come back to that. Incidentally, I'm just showing you this one so you can see why also we need to break from that contraption. It's a fraud. Let me see if I can bring it up. Did it come up? Yeah. You see that? Can you see what's up there? I hope you can see that. What's up there? It says here, 100 Naira Centenary, 1914 to 2014. So that union that was signed into under Lord Lugard for the 100-year is effectively a lease of our land. Effectively a lease of our land, because it's a contract which shall be existent for 100 years. After which it is the time at which we should have been renegotiating this. We should have been at the point of this referendum back in 2014. 8 years ago. But they have been hiding this from us, and it is time we wake up. So you can see that it says here 1914 to 2014, and 1914, you all recall Lord Lugard, when they did the official tying up of what you call Nigeria, Northern and Southern Part Protectorate, bring it together. It's a lease, 100-year lease. It is up. We want no part of contract in Nigeria. We are going. So now let me just make that smaller, and then I'll come back to the other bit I was trying to do. I do apologize if the system is a little bit slow. But never mind. Main thing is we are pushing along. So now, you all know Katura Link. Please make her aware. If she's not aware, we should post this to her link that the UK wanted to leave the EU, and the government of the UK did not just leave on its own without telling the people. They did not take a decision and inform the people. They relied on the people to be part of the process. They relied on the people, and that is why we are going. That is why we are not one Nigeria. We have never been one Nigeria. This is been an enforced union. This has been and remains an enforced union. Now, let me show you. So for Katrina Link, who keep telling us they believe in one Nigeria. We're not one. When UK was going to leave the EU, they had a referendum. The same thing we're talking about now, the same referendum that we're going to use to create our nation. They decided, the government said, you, the people, will decide your future if we're staying or going. Vote. Go and carry out, during the referendum, it's a simple leave or remain. 17 million people decided to leave the EU, 16 million wanted to stay. The majority carried the vote. The 17 million, based on that, the government said, we now have the mandate from the people. Are you following me? The mandate from the people via this referendum to now exit the EU. Are you following me? So that's what they did in UK. But then the likes of Katrina Link will come and tell you, oh, by the way, Nigeria is one. What we are asking for them is to provide the basis upon which Nigeria was ever won. And the basis should be namely a referendum. They need to provide that. They will not be able to provide it because it's never been won. The nearest thing they would have is this fraudulent government document, which I'm showing to you now. I'll see if I can get a picture up later, but if I don't, it's okay. I'll bring another one later, but I mean, I know I can get it anyway. It's Katrina Link I'm trying to show you. Beg your pardon. I'm just going to try and get this. Where is it? It's there, is it? Okay, it's not here. 1 second. So I'm going to be, I want to read through that bit for you, and it's very important. So the power lies with you and me, and it is the only way. I'm telling you now, no one person can do this for us. Whether you're in Biafra land, in Yoruba land, or Middle Belt, to achieve the nation, it needs all of us via that referendum process. That's why voting, that's why signing that petition is so important. It is your voice. You are adding the voice. The more voices we add, the more difficult it becomes for the entire world to ignore us as indigenous people. This is why this process is so important. Now, let us do this again. I want to bring that up. So I've showed you the 2014, but I want to try and please do continue to share. Don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We really appreciate your support. Let's continue to grow the platform. Also, I need to ask you a question. Shortly, we'll be creating some membership that we have some ideas that we're trying to work on within on Citizen AY, and it will require support. So we will be having a membership structure set up in due course. Look out for that. Please do help us support. There'll be some, voluntary contributions that you can make to help us do that, because we need to deepen this process of true democracy, where the people's participation is paramount. The people's participation in this process is absolutely paramount. No one person will speak for 60 million people. The people, their voices must be part of that process. Very much like the UK, ensure that the people of the voting age, their voice form the basis upon which they left the EU. That is what we want. No more, no less. Now, let us do this now. Let me do this. So you see that they said here, enduring constitution, straight away, they bypassed us, the people. That it's in the document you see, they took away the powers from the people to write their own constitution, to be part of that process in deciding if they want the constitution or amend it or they accept it. They imposed it on us. Then they said, now you're going to run elections without the people say so on a constitution that the people didn't agree on. Can you follow? Are you following me? So they stripped us from the power of writing the constitution, and that constitution, they now enforced it on us to vote on elections, even though we the people were never allowed our right to exercise that inalienable right to decide via self-determination if we supported that constitution or not. Instead, they said, no, you're only going to be, we are restricting you to only vote on what we put before you. Enduring. Who gave the Provisional Ruling Council the power to hand over an enduring constitution? Who? I'd like to know who. We need to know who that is. So you can see the questions I'm asking here. Does it make sense to you what we're saying? That is why we're saying we are going for self-determination referendum. That is it. It is it. We're going, that referendum is what we're doing. You know? Yeah. So the British let European Union, nobody put mouth. Scotland is about to do another referendum next year. Katona should stop her maneuvering. Thank you very much. Thank you. So yes, she's trespassing. And so we're trying to keep. We're saying if she wants to earn her crust, go find it somewhere else. The UK should not be intermeddling in our right to self-determination. The UK are supporting the Ukraine in going for ensuring that they remain a nation. They're supporting them. So if you do not want to support us, or you don't see us as equal in any way, that's fine. Leave us be. We don't need your support. We are going. The people's voices, collective voices. It is time we understand that you and I, those are the only ones who will bring about Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, Middle Belt. And it's our collective effort. It can't be done by one person. Without us working together collectively, we can't achieve Yoruba nation. We need that. And we start by ensuring that we support the referendum that is the petition that is ongoing right now. Sign it. It's pinned on Oduduwa TV Radio. It's pinned on Citizen AY. Go ahead. Click on the button. Sign it. You have to sign that to make sure. That is the first part of the process. Because when we do that, there might be on ground a situation where by raising the level of awareness, the people on ground in Yoruba land will now collectively say we are having a referendum if they want. You know, the people on ground there can decide we're having a referendum. So again, and that's their right if they so wish, and nobody should stop them because they are indigenous people. What the federal government of Nigeria is doing is bringing in Fulanis. They pardoned 35,000 Boko Haram terrorists without seeing the courts, the four walls of a court. And you tell us to be in one Nigeria. Please stop that nonsense. Now, let's carry on to the next part of this discussion. I want to show you the bit where it's very important to understand. I hope this makes sense. So I hope what I'm saying is making sense. And it says here, this is the next bit of it. So, firstly, they denied you the opportunity and your right, not your opportunity. They denied you your right to actually partake in deciding what type of constitution you want to be used in governing you. You follow me? They denied you. They gave themselves that right. They denied us, the people, and gave themselves the power to impose that constitution. That's the evidence you see. It's handing over an enduring constitution. Who gave them the power? The people, they had no part in that. They remember they hijacked the constitution, the elections. They annulled the freest and fairest elections. They now impose a constitution on us without any of us having a say in it. That's denying us our inalienable right to self-determination right there. Now, next step. They made it worse. And whereas it is necessary in accordance with the program of the transition to civil rule for the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1979, after necessary amendment and approval by the Provisional Ruling Council. Again, Provisional Ruling Council promulgated into a new law. So they promulgated into a new law, they wrote the law, they promulgate themselves. You can see that in that process, there is no involvement of the people of the Middle Belt, of Igbo, even the houses. None of us. They abrogated themselves that power because they used military force to take over our governance. And when you use military force, that is not a democracy. We have never been a democracy. Are you following me? We have never been a democracy. Now, so they promulgated into law on the 29th of May 1999. All of this without informing the people, without bringing people out to know what they do. This was done hush hush. Whilst they are imposing us, and all the while they were silencing the press. They were killing the pressmen, Delegiwa and the likes. They were being silenced for being the champions of the people. They remember Nadeko. All of this stuff to ensure that they imposed this fraud on us. And you tell us to believe in one Nigeria. How? I'll wait. Explain that one. So that's where you can see now. In this process, there is nowhere where the people's the evidence of the people being part of the process. None. The evidence you see before us is the 100% exclusion of the people that were supposed to be the ones making the ultimate decision about the kind of constitution that they wanted. They excluded from the process. And then you tell me we're a democracy. How? I need to understand that. Because I'm giving you clear evidence now that we are not in any way, shape, nor form a democracy. There's more. Let's carry on. Let's carry on with this one. So now, I want you to look at this bit. There shall be for Nigeria a constitution as set out in the schedule to this decree. Let's go and get the schedule out. I got a bit of time. I hope I can, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. I might come back again and do the second part of this bit. But now I really want to, this is a message. If you're getting this message, please, I want you to know. The reason I'm saying this now, you as a Southerner, as a Middle Beltan, as a Igbo man, you have the power to decide your future via self-determination. We can conduct a referendum ourselves without relying on the fraudulent governance. We cannot trust anything this government writes down. We cannot trust the document. We cannot trust the constitution because the constitution excluded the people in the first place. The Constitution of Nigeria excluded the people from the process from the very beginning. Here is the evidence. They handed over an enduring document. Who gave them the power? Where is the voice of the people to support that? There is none. Zero. Zip. Now, let's carry on to the bit I wanted to show you. Sorry about this. I know it's a bit, sometimes you have to juggle between things. If I'm not able to bring the constitution here, I will do that later because I can see the system is slowing up somewhat, and I don't want it to disrupt the flow of what the message I'm trying to get out, so that you can be part of that. Let me see if I can get you. You can get the copy of the fraudulent constitution on Citizen AY, www.citizenay.org, and you can see it there. But I will try and bring it up on here, and I want you. I just want you to just see the top of that page, because that is where you see. When you see that document, that's the clearest evidence that it's not a constitution. It's a schedule. It's a schedule. And that's what we need to be understanding. When you look at it and you say what you call a constitution, it's a schedule. And I want you to really understand that. And that's the lie that we've been told. So what you look at, they say, and it says so here, they said the constitution as set out in the schedule to this decree. The constitution should stand apart. The people, this is something, so this is a schedule that they wrote. The military wrote. Straight away, again, evidence of the people not being part of the process in any way, shape, nor form. Now, let's go ahead and look at this. 1 second, please. So, very, very important steps. Again, please, I keep reiterating. We are not waiting for any approval from the fraudulent governance before we're going on for our referendum. It's already taking place in Yoruba land. And I'm sure there's some moves to take the same thing happening in sorry, give me a minute. Okay, still there. Don't know what's going on. This moves are the same place. Moves are taking place in Biafra land, and of course in Middle Belt. So let me try again. 1 second, please. I just want to get this up. Then I will show you. Oh, okay. It's been difficult, this, but that's fine. That's fine. You are trying to be difficult. Don't worry. You'll get there. Okay. It's coming up. Sorry, it's a bit slow, but I'll let it. I wanted to just show you because it's important to really understand what's going on. Come on. Come on. It's important to really understand what is being said here, because if our lack of this is why I want to urge you. I want to urge you as a Middle Belton, as Igbos, as Yorubas, please. This is most important thing in your life right now. Your religion, you can pray in the back of your church and back of your house. You can pray in your bedroom. But this task is to save the coming generation of indigenous people, which you are, I am, Middle Beltons are, as Igbos, as Yorubas, as Middle Beltons. Our focus has to be now how to ensure that we provide a future, a viable future for the coming generation. And the best way to do that is by being part of the process of going for referendum. Oh, come on, this is slowing up so bad. I can't believe it. So I am bringing this to your attention, and it is very, very important that we take those key steps. It is really slow. Okay, I'm going to have to leave that because I'll come back to it. But what I'm telling you is essentially for you to understand that what you call a constitution is actually a schedule written by the Provisional Ruling Council that has not received any approval by the people, because there is no power greater than that of the people collectively voting via a referendum. There is no power greater. And that was demonstrated in the UK when they left the EU via a referendum that the people collectively of voting age voted on. There is no power. What you can see is the Nigerian constitution was put in place by people that saw themselves above the people. They saw themselves as being able to override the people. And that is what I need you to really focus on. And that is why we should now not countenance any idea of seeking any approval about our organizing referendums in our various nations, Middle Belt, Yoruba, and Biafra. We do not need consent from the people, from the fraudulent governance. We, the people, we give ourselves that power by coming together and having a referendum and declaring it and going forward. And nobody can stop us, because this document remains a fraud, as I'm showing you. This document from top to bottom is a fraud. It's a fraud now. It will be fraud in 1 billion years from now. Nothing can change that fact, because the foundation of this document excludes the people, excludes the citizens on whom they imposed this fraud. It excludes us. So the schedule is just something they wrote without our approval. It is not a constitution. That's number one. Now it says the constitution set and schedule to this decree shall come into force 29th of May. So on the 5th of May, they sat together. On the 5th of May, by the 29th of May, they imposed this on us. You see that? On the 5th of May, 1999, they put all of this constitution together. By the 29th of May, it came into force. When the UK were going to do the constitution, 2014, they talked about it. 2015, they mentioned that they were going to be bringing it they will put it on the table in the next election or something. When the election came, Cameron won, and then they said about deciding 2016. Minimum a couple of years. This was done within 4 weeks. The people were not involved. Evidence number 2. You see that? You see that it's a fraud now. 29th of May. Let me go to the top of the page. For those of you who may have some doubts and things, let's go to the top of the page. I'm sorry, this thing is slowing up today. I don't know why it's slowing up. Let me go to the top of the page. I'm going to try and bring that down. There's something going on here, but I'm gonna get through it anyway. Now, you see, it says 5th day of May 1999. Yeah? 5th day of May 1999. And by the 29th of May, this was already imposed. I'm giving you yet more evidence. We, the citizens, were excluded from the process. And of course, don't forget, in the EU, the citizens formed the core, the foundation, the very foundation of the decision to leave the EU. But yet somebody from such a place will come and tell us to believe in one Nigeria because somebody says one Nigeria. Now you can see that any attempt to say Nigeria is a democracy is only in name. In reality, we are far from it. We are a military, we are under a military regime. This is a military junta running us. That documentation, even now, those who call themselves politicians, they are having to serve and adhere to a military document. It's a military document. And there's more coming. There's more coming. I want to show you. Now, let's carry on. So let's carry on and talk about this. Please, ladies and gentlemen, as you're watching, don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We truly appreciate your support. We can't do this without you. Please help us share the broadcast. As you're coming into Citizen AY on YouTube, make sure you give us hit the subscription button, hit the notification button, and give us the thumbs up. It's really important for us to grow the platform as we're going along. And of course, don't also help us subscribe to Oduduwa TV Radio, Lady Best, Akide Yoruba, Omobala No, Yago, all of the other ones. Please help us do that. Help us grow the platforms. And like I said, I'll be shortly be doing a membership thing on Citizen AY. I'd like you to join us in that. Regular monthly contributions of some kind to help us, because there are some things that we need to do that will need your support in getting things off the ground. We need to there are some things that we really need to have in place even before we get the nation, that I will certainly be explaining in greater detail, in greater depth, so that every one of us, and that process that I'm talking about will be something that once we are all part of that process in each of the nations, we automatically feel that, yes, we are part of something. I said at the minute we are part of something, but we're now making sure there is evidence of that being part of it. And that is very, very key in what we're doing now. So let us see the next step now. Oh gosh, it's slowing up somewhat. Okay, now. Okay, so like I said, 29th of May, 5th day of May, by the 29th of May, they are passed in that constitution. We the people, again, we were excluded from that process. We weren't made aware of it. There was no announcement about, okay, this is happening. They did not allow us to be able to participate in that process. All of this is important to really understand, because that way we are it's to make us know that we must go for nothing else other than self-determination. 2023 elections does not come into it, because the constitution that buffered this so-called constitution thing, it's a fraud. Election that they want us to do, it's a fraud, because every single president have to swear an oath to this military document. Every single, since 1999, you can quote me, they swear an oath to protect the constitution of Nigeria, written by the military, imposed by the military. But then you tell us we're democratic. It's a fraud. It's a fraud. We want no part of it. Now, then the big kick in the teeth. There are two lines I'm going to read to you now. Wherever, this is in the schedule, the decree here as follows. You see, they even say, now therefore, the federal military government hereby decrees as follows. So you see, that's even yet more evidence. The federal military government decrees that this constitution set out in the schedule to this decree shall come into force on the 29th of May. The military, again, We, the people, are excluded from this. It should be saying, now, therefore, we, the people of Nigeria, having carried out a referendum, hereby pass the constitution into law, because 80%, 50%, whatever was the, has voted in support of this new this constitution as a constitution that we will all be using, because the voice of the people have the people have given a seal of approval by way of a referendum. That's what it should say. But it comes and says federal military government. So the federal military government is now speaking for 120 million people. They know the minds of 120 million people, right? They do. They are mind readers. They are such great mind readers that they can speak for 120 million people. No, 180 million, 200 million people, sorry. 200 million people. They can. Can they? It's a fraud. So, now let's carry on to the next thing. Let me just see if I can slow up this here. I'm not sure. I want to show up something here. Right, okay. So that's point number 2. Now, here's the next 2 bits here. I want you to really, I'm going to see if I can move it up, because you may not be able to see what I'm trying to show you if I don't move it up. I want you to be able to see it. Now, that's it. You see, those 2 here, I want you to pay close attention to the words I'm about to say, and I will restate it if need be. Now, let's read it together. It says here, wherever it may hereafter be necessary for the Constitution to be printed, it shall be lawful for the federal government of Nigeria to omit all parts of this decree, apart from the schedule. Remember, I talked to you about the schedule before? The schedule being the document behind the decree. It's merely a list of rules and regulations imposed on us, not a constitution. Very different thing. The minute the people voted, the minute we the people vote on any piece of documentation put before us and we voted it in, now it becomes a constitution. Right now, it's an imposition. Key difference. Our voice is not part of the process. It's an imposition, and it remains an imposition till date. Now, let me. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is happening. I can't really use that because it's slowing up somewhat, and I know I'm going to leave that for now. Anyway, now. So it says here. The Constitution. So let me read again. Wherever it may hereafter be necessary for the Constitution to be printed, it shall be lawful for the federal government printer to omit all parts of this decree apart from the schedule, and the Constitution as so printed shall have the force of law, notwithstanding the omission. So they have hidden the fact that this is a decree, but they made you believe that the Constitution is as is without that decree. So you talking and saying we have a constitution, you've been lied to. It is just a set of rules written by the military, the federal military government, that ask you to comply with it. They don't have to comply with it. You have to comply because they wrote the rules. Again, we the people, we did not vote. We did not have a referendum to decide on that fraudulent constitution. We, the people, like the UK did. Let me remind you again, those of you who are watching, if you're still following, this is what the UK did. Leave, remain. You see that? See that up there? Leave, remain. Leave. They voted whether or not to leave the EU or to remain. The leave said 17 million. The remain said 16 million. We were not given the opportunity to decide if we supported this constitution as drawn up by the military, or if we wanted an amendment. We weren't given that opportunity. We were denied, not opportunity. We were not allowed to exercise our inalienable right. And it's important we understand all of those things. Very, very important. In fact, it goes to the heart of anything that's been discussed. We cannot have any proper, meaningful decision without the people's involvement. And this is what I keep trying to tell us now. This, for us to achieve Yoruba Nation, it requires our collective effort. We have to let our people know they have the right. The power resides with us, the people. The power resides with us, the people. those who we elect into government via referendum, they will be bound, they will be held to account by the constitution that we all collectively signed. As it currently stands now, the constitution that is being used to impose on is to rule us is a federal military government. Those who are using it, they are not bound to us by the people, because there is no evidence of all the people being part of the process. So they impose it, and we have no comeback, and that is why we need to go for self-determination. There is nothing that we, the people, can use to hold them to account, because they are not bound by that referendum. There is no referendum. Very important point to state there. There is no referendum. Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Sunshine Forever. Please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We really need your support and help. Help us grow that platform. We're over 2,000 subscribers, but we need more. And we need to be able to do the kind of work that I'm doing here. We need that support. We need to be able to, because we have got to enlighten. And believe you me, this message, as you're watching it, share it. I'm going to come back and talk about this. Even if it means 1,000 times, I will do it. I will break it down. I'll bring new angles to it. I will expatiate on it. I will, break it down more. I will, in broken English, all of that. But it needs time and effort. And that is why having that platform, Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power on YouTube, having that platform to be able to concentrate and fully be able to give you as much clarity and information on this constitution. I went in the constitution believing, yes, 210 million people, mess up country, exactly, you know about today. So these are the things that we're talking about. As you're watching this, please do share this broadcast. It's very important. It contains really important information that people can watch and learn from. You can even cut bits of it off and share it, make people be aware. Key points. Now, let's just carry on. So again, the government, they decided to lie. You see, to omit something means that you're trying to hide something from people. So they omitted the fact that it is actually a promulgation decree written by the federal military government. It says so on the document. It's not me saying it. It's not me saying it. Says so. The federal military government. So till date, every president, they are still answerable to the federal military government. Because who wrote the document? The federal military government. Not the people. Not the people. We were not part of the process. We were excluded from the process that is used to rule over us. We are nothing but slaves in that contraption. To change it, we need to dismantle that contraption. And we do it by going as indigenous people, recognized in the entire world. Yorubas are recognized as indigenous people. Igbos are recognized as indigenous people. Middle Beltans are recognized as indigenous people. It's in record books. They cannot scrub that off. On that basis, we can stand together, exercise our right to self-determination as indigenous people in our land, and break away. And there's nothing the fraud can do, because the God document is a fraud. When they told us that we are one, indivisible, indissoluble, there is no evidence. Because if you're going to tell us that, the people will have via referendum supported that. There is no referendum. Is what I'm telling you. Bring anybody in the world, let them come and debate this one. There is no referendum to tell us that we are indivisible and indissoluble. Those are just words. They are words meant to trick you, to make you believe that constitution is a valid document. It's not. It's not what the paper is written on. It is not what the paper it is written on. Quote me. Quote Citizen AY. It is not what the paper it is written on. Now, so they omitted. You see, when you are going to, you omit something, okay, I will get that to you. I'm going to get that out. I'll share it yesterday. I'll share it again. I'll share that. Sunshine Forever. I will do. Thank you. So I will do that. So I will do that. Thank you. I'm going to get, in fact, let me see if I can get that up now. Somebody's asking me about the conifer. I will talk about it briefly, but I needed to finish this bit because it won't take me long, but I'll put it out. Thank you. Now, so straight away, they tell you that it shall be lawful for the federal government printer to omit all parts of this decree, and the constitution as so printed shall have the force of law, notwithstanding the omission. So now, the schedule now, they have now printed it as a constitution. And what is more, they make you believe that that constitution, that schedule, that they know is a schedule, is actually constitution. It isn't. It is a fraud. It is a lie. I need to come back. I got to come back to this. I sort that out later. Anyway, it is a lie. I can't bring it up now because for some reason I don't know why it's suddenly playing up. But let me shut that down, and I might come back on it later on. I might come back. So now that's the key thing to understand about that. That the schedule, when you look at it, you think it's a constitution. Very important to understand this. But in reality, it's only a schedule, an addendum to the promulgation decree, something they've been hiding from all of us. Again, keep in mind, for any constitution to be effective, the people have to give their seal of approval by way of a referendum. The referendum is non-existent. Nigeria is a fraud. Now, so that's another point you made. Now, the second I want to make, the final point that I'm going to make on this, then I'll move on to Conifer. The decree may be cited as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Promulgation Decree 1999. It may be cited as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In bracket, Decree 1999. That bit they hid from you. So we have two documents now. The schedule itself is deemed to be, in the eyes of the people, the Constitution. And they're saying the decree may be cited as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, very, very important to understand this, what I'm about to say next. What that second line says, the second line here, what that means is that the decree can change the law at the stroke of a pen. And there's nothing you can do about it, because that decree holds the power over that delusion, the schedule that you think is a constitution. It's a schedule. They can change anything in it as they wish, whenever they wish. All of this stuff they're doing now, we're going to change it's a lie. There is no referendum backing it. So now you see that we are justified in going full steam ahead for self-determination. We are doing the process. Please sign that petition. Sign it. So I hope this has made I hope you've learned something from this. I hope you found this beneficial. You can play it back again and watch it and look at the key points I've raised. I wasn't able to bring you the constitution itself because there is some sort of thing that is slowing up the system somewhat, and I don't want to rock the boat, as it were, and really halt everything that's been done here, because it's very important, the information that we're sharing. And please, as ever, make sure you share this with family and friends. Those of us in diaspora, we have a pivotal role in this journey. We need to make sure that our people understand that, and many of us have often had the belief that those of us who are on ground in Nigeria, our family and friends, are powerless. And that has been designed that way. It's been designed to make us feel powerless and to keep us divided. We need to change that mindset rapidly by making sure that we start empowering our people to know your decisions that you take now is binding. The government don't want you to realize the power that you have to bring down the fraud. And it is up to you and I to wake up the minds of the people as diasporans. As we are sending funds home to help them, start encouraging them to wake up, to know that the collective power they have in making their voice heard via referendum is one of the most powerful powers on earth. That's the secret right there. Their collective power together. And the government is determined to keep them divided. But once the people realize that as Igbos, as Yorubas, as Middle Belt, and we stand together, they can't stand it. They cannot. The fraud we call Nigeria is gone forever, never to have any impact on our lives again. But we need to impart that knowledge on our people. So let me just show you. I managed to get it back. Let me just show you that fraud. The fraud is, of course, this one here. So you see, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999. It doesn't mention promulgation document. You believe that this is real. This is a document that's binding. But I want you to know one thing. Ask a question. Ask any government official the question. Where is the referendum that we, the people, participated in before this became a law? They will never be able to provide it for you. They will never be able to, because there's no one. There isn't one. So I hope you found this beneficial. I will come back again and talk about this, and I will bring about different aspects to it as we're going along. For example, there is a section 14.2, I think, where the composition of the government should reflect all sections of the nation, and not to be for a few ethnicity, religion, and those in power, they break it. But again, it doesn't matter, because they can do whatever they want with it, because we, the people, were not in part of the process in drawing that up. So that meant that there is nothing to hold those who imposed that on us to account. Nothing. There's nothing. Because our voice, our seal of approval is not present in that document as the community, as the people. So Nigeria is a fraud. I say it categorically. Now, so I hope you found that useful, and let's not forget the people who are telling us to heal. The people who have been told to heal, the likes of the General Abdusalam Alhaji Abubakar and Babangida, they are little more. They are military military junta rulers. They rule by force. They use the force to oppress and suppress us, and that force has what has led to our people not reaching our true potential in our millions, because of the oppression that they have actually enforced upon us. And those who are in governance now are continuing that oppression, and that is why we need to dismantle contract in Nigeria. We must remember that name, General Alhaji Abdusalam Abubakar, Babangida. Those names, they are not to be praised. They are not heroes. They defrauded this nation. They denied us our true potential. They are not to be hailed. They are to be pilloried. Those, all of them. Yes, bowing down on his brother who are younger than the children. The brothers Mamu or the satanic agent can dissect his own Obas in the south. God punished it. Exactly, Yemi Hastings. So, hope you found that beneficial. Now, I might come back and touch on it later on. This is something that I'll be doing over and over again, because we need to wake up our people, and it will take more than one or two programs like this for people to wake up. We probably have to do this for hundreds, thousands of times in over time for us to get to that point. Now, let me, 1 minute, please. Now, let's talk about Conifer, because my brother was asking, and it's a very good point he raised that. So I'm going to bring that up now. Let's talk about Conifer, which is there's a tournament that's due to take place on the 28th and 24th of May in South Africa, Conifer, and we are involved in that process. Oh, sorry about this. Why is this thing slowing up like this? I don't understand. When I want it to move, it's playing games. But I'll bring it back up. Don't worry. Do beg your pardon. So yeah, Conifer is a competition that for people, indigenous people who are going for their own nation, and it is important we are part of that process. There's going to be a World Cup in August as well, but this one is for 4 nations: Yoruba nation, Biafra, South Africa, I think, and one other nation. I think I can't remember the exact names. So now, let me see. Is that it? Yeah, I'm going to bring that up now. Okay, I got that one. Come on. And I think I've got the Katrina Ling one just as a reference point. But let me finish this one first, and I'll come back to Katrina Ling later on. But so the Conifer game is very important for us, because what it means is that we were able to participate, and the key thing that it will give us the opportunity to be able to play our national anthem in a sporting arena, to be able to reaffirm our just cause for going for Yoruba nation. As we all said, as we all said, and Biafra Nation as well, and Middle Belt. As we've said so far, we now know, there's no doubt about it, that constitution is a fraud that's been imposed upon you and I. There is no referendum backing it. It's an imposition. It's a federal military government document, and those who are in governance now, they are swearing every 5 years. They swear on oath to protect a federal military government document. That's what they're doing. So let me just do this now. So we talk about Conifer now a little bit. Please do help us subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Really, really important to help, that we need we get your help in building this platform. Please, I noticed, let me stop for a second before we can proceed. I'm going to wait for a few minutes. I'd like people to go, if you're watching us on YouTube now, your Citizen AY, let me just stop for a second. Please give us a thumbs up. There's about 5 people watching us. I'd really like it if you can give us a thumbs up right now on YouTube. It really would help, because this is very important, that information, when we get the thumbs up on YouTube, it means that we are helping make sure it reaches more and more people. So before I proceed, I'd like you to give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Go ahead, just give us a thumbs up now. It's very important that we do that, because it would really help us to reach more and more people. And what we're trying to do is to give very important information to make people be aware of where and how things are doing. And also on YouTube, on Oduduwa TV Radio as well. Give us, okay, you can see there 23 thumbs up on Oduduwa TV Radio. Fantastic, and that's good. We need more. There's about 28 watching on Oduduwa TV Radio. If all of you watching, best thing to do, just give us a thumbs up. The thumbs up is very important, because it means that broadcast reaches more and more people. The more that you hit the thumbs up, the more that we reach more people. So it is very, very important. Okay, there's 12 people now who've given us a thumbs up. Fantastic. Okay, continue to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and give us the thumbs up. Notification button as well. Very important. I thank you all. It's great to see that. Let's continue to build the platform. Together, we will achieve truly great things, and we will reach our promised land of Yoruba Nation, Biafra Nation, Middle Belt. We will reach that. Don't focus so much on the names. It can be Oduduwa Nation, it can be Yoruba Nation, it can be Biafra, it can be Igbo Nation. It can be, that's just names right now. Our goal is independence. Our right to express our clear, inalienable right to self-determination as indigenous people in our land. That is the most important thing we must take away from all of these discussions, and I hope that is clear. We shouldn't allow people to divide us by this one said this one. What is our goal? To make sure that the coming generation of Biafrans, Yorubas, and Middle Beltans never go through what we have been going through, the oppression, suppression in our own land. Very, very, very important. So, okay, with that said, thank you very much. Continue to give us the thumbs up on both platforms, Citizen AY and on Oduduwa TV Radio. We thank you so much on that. And now let's carry on. Thank you for responding promptly, and it's great to see that there's interaction, and we need more of that. We're grateful. Now, let's talk about Conifer. Now, Conifer tournament is about, from the brief, loose termination of what I've understood, is that it's about the people of nations that are currently seeking self-determination. They take part in tournaments. And that, good afternoon to you, Dari Samuel. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. So there's a body called Conifer, something Confederation for Non-Indigenous Football Association, I think it's called, something like that. So now their aim is to allow the people to have representation in sports, i.e. things like football. So, and there's like a body away from FIFA, but this is aimed at nations that are looking to get their own independence and have their voice, so they can speak and participate in events such as this happening now with this event coming up on the 24th and 22nd of May in Johannesburg. 4 countries are going to be involved. I think South Africa is one, if I recall, Yoruba Nation, and then of course Biafra is going to be there, and then one other nation. I can't remember the name of the nation. Now, Biafra is already on ground. We haven't been on ground yet. Let me show you. If I can get some more information, I will try and share that with you. I'm going to try and get some more information here. Let me just see. We need funds. Biafra is already on ground there training. We have less than 3 weeks, and we need to raise something like £50,000. We need to raise something like £50,000. So I'm going to try and give you some updates about that now, and so maybe we can. And I know we have people that can donate and raise funds quite quickly. If we all put £5 each, £5 each, those of us in diaspora, just 100,000 of us. I mean, you know that we will read that easily, you know. So we need to really, help, because this goes to the heart of what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that our voices and our national anthem will be played on that day, and then we will sing it. We put our hands on our chest and sing national anthem, and that is very, very important, because that's just making a statement about our commitment to Yoruba nation. And these boys are doing that, and they are giving us a platform where our voices, we can watch on a football pitch. 11 boys, 11 of our players playing and standing proudly and singing, singing in full passion, supporting Yoruba nation. Likewise for Biafra. So this is very important for us. This is not just a game. It's about demonstration of our passion and our commitment to our goal of Yoruba nation. Let's see if I can get that one out. I hope I haven't. I think I may have. I have. In my hurry to do something, I think I've. Let me see. Let me try. I may still have it. I don't know yet. If not, I'll bring it back another way. No. Okay. Let me try this way. Yeah, I think I know what it is. So I got it. Give me a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the account that they have there, and I'll put the Just Giving up as well. So let me see if I can do that. I'll put the account up, and I'll try and put up the Just Giving as well. So that way you can, we can choose a way of helping. Let's see. So give me a minute. I'm just trying to pull this together. Okay, now you will see it come up. You should see it come up. I'm sorry that it's a slight lag in the system, but maybe because it's working hard on various things, and that's okay. But the main thing is it's still functioning, and we are grateful for that. So let me just see now. Okay. Yeah, there is a little bit of a lag. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to address that as much as I can. But so what we'll do is I will put the link up for that. Something is really not quite right. It seems to be everything is functioning now. But so we can donate via two means. Just Giving. There is something called Just Giving. Go there, type in the Conifer tournament, and it will come up. Donate what you can. Then there's the one where I'm trying to get you now, which is the account number that you can donate to directly if you're in the UK particularly. Not necessarily exclusively, but if that is the account we have. So let's see if I can get this up there. That way you can see it yourself. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay. Oops. Okay. I think I know what it is. So let's do this quickly. So whilst I'm waiting for that, let me do. Beg your pardon. I'm just trying to refocus a little bit. Okay, yes, I got it now. Yes, I wanted to. There was something I was trying to do. Sometimes it takes a while. But like I said, let's not fall for their tricks. It's all part of the game that they're playing. Please don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now, here we go. So now I'm going to do this. So that's the account number for in the UK for the Conifer. So if you want to donate to the Conifer in the UK, just go ahead. It's on the Citizen AY. It will come up on the Oduduwa TV radio shortly, and then you can use that as well. What we're trying to do is, so far, we've only got funds for something like, let me just put that up here as well. No, I don't want to do that way because it will do it another way. Let me just check this. Okay, not that one. No, another one. So I'm just trying to get on top of things. So give me a minute. So I just want to make sure that that account is printed out on Citizen Oduduwa TV radio as well. That way people can take it down and be able to use it more or less immediately. Now, okay, so I think there we are. Oh, no, I don't want that. Sorry. Yeah, I think we got it now. So you'll see come up in a minute. Now, so let's put that here. So now, you got the PPP Management Consultant Santander account number 2125615. Sort code 156150 sort code. Let me make sure I print it out properly because I don't want it to be. It looks like it's jumbled it up closely, and we don't want that. Yeah. So let me take that one away. Remove. Okay. So that's what you have on the Oduduwa TV radio. We need to raise 50,000. I'm going to shortly show you the account number as well. Not the account number. I'll show you the GoFundMe, the Just Giving account as well. Sorry. So that way you can join it as well and donate in there. We've got less than 2 weeks to go for this. We've got funds for maybe 2 or 3 players, and we need more. So that's why we're doing this massive drive now to try and get as more people as. Watch out, there might be others who will be joining in the broadcast at some point. Maybe if not now, later on. But the key thing is to make people aware that we need to raise the funds. So I'm going to do this, so you will see. Now, okay. So now what's the next one is to do this. So you will see the Conifer one, and I'll put it up on screen as well, so you can all see that. So I'm going to put that up here. So the links is going to be on both Oduduwa TV and Citizen AY, and I might even put it on Facebook now because I think that's probably the place to go. Now let me see. Not that one. Okay. So I just want to put it on Facebook so that people can actually go on there. Then I will then go into the Conifast thing, and you will see the thing as well. Let me just put that up here. Paste. Okay. So now. Okay. So that's the Conifer. So 50,000, and I'm going to now put it up on the screen so we can all see it. I'll share it on other platforms as when I'm able to do it, but I'm just putting it on Citizen AY on Facebook at the minute. But we have it on both Citizen AY on YouTube and on the Oduduwa TV radio. Now, let's do this now. I'm going to use that one. Okay, that's still on. I don't want to use that one. Okay. No, not that one. So here we go, your channel. Yeah, here we are. That's it. I was just sometimes it's a bit difficult, but we'll get there. Now, so what's the figure so far? Let's look at the update so far. I think it's 2521. So let's see, has anybody donated anything? So nobody has done anything much. So we need to raise funds. You can see it says here target is £50,000 to help. But so far, only 2.5. And like I said, maybe there might be other funds as well. Please do endeavor to share it on Facebook. I've done that yesterday. I'm going to do that again. So what will happen is that what we're trying to do is to raise the level of awareness so that we can donate to it. I've given the Santander account on both Audio TV Radio and YouTube, and Audio TV Radio, YouTube and Facebook, and Citizen AY. Sorry, let me say that again. It's all pinned down on Citizen AY and Audio TV Radio on YouTube. That's it. Now, the thing is that we need £50,000. We have about £2,000. Like I said, if we all did 5,000, five times 1,000, let me just see. 1,000 of us can get this money done in no time. So £5 or equivalent, that money will be down. If 100,000 of us did it, let me just see something here. 1 second, please. I'm going to do something here. So 25,000 people can donate that money. I mean, if we did it for 100, 100,000 times 5, for example, this is the thing that we can do. £500,000, pounds. And there are things that we could do to help us. Those boys need the help and the support. I'm just saying, if we just give £5 each, this is very, very important. Like I said, Biafrans are there already. They are there already, but we Yorubas, we need to get ourselves ready, make sure our boys are able to get there, and do us proud. And also, we want to hear them sing our national anthem on the day. That is very, very important. Beg your pardon. So you have the account number there. You have the GoFundMe, the Just Giving account. Just go into it. Give what you can. Because we need our youths to be there on the day. Let me see if I've got a bit more information that we can put together on that. Let me see. Is there something else here? Let me see if that. I don't know if it will work. Okay. Sorry about that. Just trying to make sure. There was a further video where they showed the drawing up of the when they were drawing the lots for who was going to play who. It's only 4 nations, and that was quite interesting to watch. Okay. So, but anyway, so there you have it. We need to raise funds. Your help and support is very much needed in this. If you can, whatever you can do to help us is very much appreciated. We need that support to get to 50,000. We need this is very, very important for us. Those of us in diaspora in particular. If we can donate to that, let's get to the magic £50,000. That way, all our boys, I think it's about $1,000 each in terms of flight and return, and then of course equipment, food, managing the hotel, all of that stuff. It all costs money. This is a good foundation, the template for our nation, so we can get that up and running and make things work as it should. So I wanted to just state that as I'm on air now. I'm going to be back later on. Like I said, I'll be talking about this almost every day, and we will try and get updates on it. It's very important that we get this done. We have less than 3 weeks to go before the tournament proper begins on the 28th of May to 21st of May. 28th to 24th of May is going to happen. We're going to try and see if we can get some more people to have a discussion with us. I'm going to try and reach some people to actually come and talk with us about it as well. So watch out for more impromptu interviews over this, because this qualifier is very important, and it's tied very, very closely to what we're trying to achieve in Yoruba Nation, in getting Yoruba Nation. Because by having that our name mentioned on a tournament as a nation, and our national anthem sang, we are bringing to life Yoruba Nation, slowly but surely. And that is why it's important. Let's not be silent about this. Let's do what we can to support that. The account number is pinned on the screen, and you can use that. And you can actually help, bring about this, Yoruba Nation. Bring it closer, a step closer, by donating what you can. Like I said, Igbo brothers are already on ground, and we need to make sure that we are also on ground likewise, and be part of that process, because it's a defining moment. It's a moment that can really have a huge impact, positive impact, and make us really, it's a spur to spur us on, because when we're watching that, you will hear them say, Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, fúnrílẹ̀ ibi wa, kágbéga, kágbéga, kágbéga fáyẹ̀rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ni ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa, tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ, ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ògo adúláwọ̀. So, imagine that. 11 players singing that on the turf with our flag. Let me show you the picture of the flag if I can find it. With our flag flying, you have it on the background, which is what I have there. Let me see if I can get this one in. No, can I? There's also they'll be wearing a t-shirt designed in our colors as well. I'm gonna try and find out about that. In fact, I will call back when I come back. I will give you some more details about that. In fact, I might start off with that later on, probably on Oduduwa Radio and in Yoruba at the broadcast, because I'm definitely coming back later on today with a broadcast on that. But I want us all to really continue to push for this. Please don't forget, the petition is also pinned. Sign the petition. Like I said, our collective effort. Now we know that Nigeria has no hold on us, because the Nigeria that refused to allow us to have a referendum cannot have any hold on us, because it did not factor. We are not part of the process. They excluded from the process of writing that constitution. So we have the right to go for a new nation where we will be part of the process. In fact, we will be the foundation for any nation we create collectively, because collectively our voice will decide on the constitution that we will be using to govern us collectively. Key difference: Nigeria does not care about you as a Middle Belton, as a Yoruba, as an Igbo man. They don't care about that. They did not. You are not part of the decision-making process. In as far as that constitution is concerned, you are told to comply with what you knew nothing about, and it's impacting your life negatively. That is why we don't have roads, water, light, schools, bridges, healthcare, offices, and so on, because that imposed constitution that denied us the right to participate in a referendum and decide if we wanted a constitution or if we wanted amendments. That's what we're here to tell you. So please, before we go, I want to make sure that we talk about this, and we are aware that it is important for us to continue to speak truth to power, expose this lie we call Nigeria. And we do not have to wait for them to carry on with our referendum. Yoruba Nation has already begun with referendum. That referendum will be once we hit the figure, it will be announced, and that is at that point where we now could begin to go for our nation, Yoruba Nation, because Nigeria is based on 40 men, the Provisional Ruling Council, imposing a constitution that we knew nothing about upon us and telling us that we are indivisible and indissoluble. They cannot speak for 210 million people. They cannot. It's a fraud. If it's a fraud, then it is still a fraud now. It will be a fraud in another 1,000 years. And that is what I want us all to take away from this. But please, I've given you the just giving numbers there. You can see that it's 50,000 naira, that 50,000 pounds that we need to raise. We are just about 2,500 pounds into that. We need more. There's more, 100,000 of us, we can do this thing and we'll have something left over to begin to plan. And I've got some ideas that I want to look at in terms of preparing for and having something viable, living document of what is state of play right now on ground in country of Nigeria. I'll talk about that later on. But for now, I want to say, please donate what you can. I thank you so much for joining us. I have to go off and I'll be back later on. But I wanted to just make sure that we were able to cover this. And as I said, you saw that Tinubu went to have a closed door meeting about whatever it is that they want to do. But we are not interested. We are focused on going for Yoruba nation. It is our right. It's our inalienable right. We are not going to allow those who fail to provide us electricity, water, light, roads, and healthcare, hospitals, bridges, and all of that. We're not going to let them to come and be telling us to do this, to do that, to and tell us another lie. We should say no to 2022 elections. We have no part in that. That constitution is a fraud, and we cannot continue to support a fraud. In voting in that, if you vote in that election, you are supporting a fraud, because INEC is not independent. INEC is corrupt, and that's what we need to understand. That process, the entire process of selecting, is all rigged, and the only thing that is independent is the word independent in front of the National Electoral Commission. Everything else is a fraud. That's the only thing. If they tell you we're independent, they're not. It's only a word. Again, the same thing. They tell you about this, when it comes to this constitution, it's not what the people are reaching on. It's a fraud. It is not a binding document, because our voices as people has been removed from it. They prevented us from having a say on it, to be able to decide our own future, and they want to impose that on us. It's time for us to say no. Please help us. Let's donate. Let's make this Conifer tournament a momentous one. It's going to be played on air on TV. There's going to be a World Cup in August. We also want to be part of that. So please donate what you can. And, you see it there. Help us. And also we have the alternative account if you so wish to donate. Go ahead and do so. And ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me see if I can do one more thing before I go. Sometimes it may not work, but what I want to do is, if you're watching me, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. 1 minute, please. I'm just going to make sure I got it. Okay. Not that one. Okay. Sorry, 1 minute. Begging your pardon. Okay. Now I think we got it. So, oops. Okay. It's not there yet. So. Okay, it's not playing ball, but that's okay. Sometimes it will happen like that. We have to let it go. So please help us. Let's make sure we continue. I will be back later on with this Conifer tournament. Any updates? We need to help. We need to raise those funds. It shouldn't take us more than £5. Even if we did £1 each, £1 each, 100,000 of us. Now that's 100,000. 100,000. Pounds. And that would make a big difference. 100,000 pounds would make a big difference. Bearing in mind, 50,000 is what is the initial target. So let's do that. Please, let's donate. I appreciate you. Nothing is too small. Let's do so. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Can you hear me? Oh. I can hear you, but I can hear. I'm testing it here. I can hear it loud and clear. So I'm sorry if it's a bit somewhat low. Let me just check. Let me just check something here. So, just testing it out. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, you can hear me on there. So let me just check on the other side. Give me a second, please. I want to make sure you can hear me properly because I don't want that to be. Okay, yes, you can. Yes, you can hear me. That I can hear it over here. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let's come back again. I'll be back again either on Citizen AY or Oduduwa TV Radio. Most likely to be Oduduwa TV Radio, where we'll be speaking largely in Yoruba. But for now, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Please continue to help us spread this broadcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Thank you. And we appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Give us a thumbs up on Citizen AY. Subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. The more we do that, the more we reach more people. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Thank you and goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Thank you very much. Thank you and goodbye. Okay.